All right, sup everybody, all my corrupt cleaner fans, all my people flipping it, dipping it, chipping it, love and respect all around. Yeah, I took a couple weeks off. I got projects in the work. As soon as I can tell y'all about it, I will. I want you guys with me on all these journeys. But for right now, we're lining up all the ducks. Until we do that, gotta keep it quiet. Ain't no quacking around here. But we know why we're here. Talk that money. So let's get right to it. So, obviously, in this market, growth versus value, tech versus non tech, what to do, how to do it. I'm siding always more with technology just because we're not going backwards. We're not going to go from the iPhone 10 to the iPhone 9. Tech is like a snowball rolling downhill, it's only going to get bigger and bigger. So, I'm not arguing against the value in non-technical industries. I'm just saying I would strategically play it until we are certain of a cure and a vaccine. Until you hear the slightest whisper like, oh, this is legit, like they're going to be rolling this bad boy out soon and we're not going to have to worry about this anymore, go in on Coke, go in on Boeing, go in on hotels, because those are going to pop like crazy. Because let's be real, no one wants to be home anymore. Fuck that. But if you are going with technology, I think now is the time for you to really start digging in and researching all these little companies that help the NASDAQ leaders do what they do, or all these other NASDAQ companies that are not the top 5 names carrying the world by the balls. And one company or industry that is very relevant in the tech industry and feeds into a lot of these big names is the chip makers. There's two baller chip makers out there, AMD and Qualcomm. They are the computer chip leaders and they're going big. AMD's dope. I love it. Female Asian CEO. Do your thing. I love it. Love to see it. They're just another industry who's eating the lunch of Intel. A lot of contracts that were gonna go to Intel are now going to AMD and Qualcomm because they have set up the infrastructure for the future. They are only designing things for the newest laptops, newest interfaces. They're working on 5G products to interface with that network. They are going to be your backing of the computers for years to come. All right. A company that is aided by the chip makers is Microsoft. And let's talk about them in that TikTok dealeroni. So the talks as of right now, what has been released to the public is it's gonna be in the $20 billion ballpark. First of all, damn. Second of all, great investment. Microsoft needs to find a way to become relevant to the youth. They're growing up in an Apple world, which is kind of interesting seeing how a lot of maybe 90s and 80s kids grew up in a Microsoft world where it was Bill Gates running the shots, where Bill Gates had all the products in your offices and then at home. But in 2020, Microsoft has almost no equity in the youth. They're not using their cell phones, they're not using their headphones, their watches, their tablets, not their laptop. Well, some of them probably their laptops because it's so goddamn expensive. For the processing power of a PS4, I have to pay a fucking Chevy Silverado. If Microsoft successfully pulls this off, they will have a way to, one, ingrain themselves as a brand within the youth. That is going to be the generation to be spending for the next 40 years as they slowly enter this post-COVID workforce. And it's a way to gain data on the youth that is going to be your clientele for the next 40 years. Seeing what people like, laugh at, and share are profound insights into them as a person, which could easily be monetized. So if I was Microsoft, buy that thing, slap an American flag on it, and let's go start scamming some data. If you have Microsoft stock, keep it. If you're looking to get into it, do it. Fuck all this high price evaluation nonsense. because they're only going to buy more people and make more money. That thing's going to go up regardless. So either you buy in now or you buy in later, doesn't really matter. It's going to be pricey. If you like video games like me, if you own a PlayStation like me, if you own an Xbox, fuck you, but I used to be like you. I used to make those mistakes. I could show you a new way. That's the Sony way. But speaking of Sony, these video game companies are killing it. Sony, Take-Two, Activision, they all reported positive earnings. They've all shown growth in the video game sector. And expect video games or video graphics and their companies become a larger thing in human society going forward, whether it's education or just more video games, who cares? So if you're looking to get into those companies, I'd recommend it. Those are the big dogs. So colleges are back open. What does that mean for the market? Let's see. Well, I'll definitely buy Chegg. They're all going to be cheating. I definitely invest in Coca-Cola or Pepsi, depending on which university has more contracts, which company. I know Penn State is a Pepsi school. And the more back to normal they get with their consumption rates, I can only imagine that would actually increase the earnings expectation, especially because a lot of these earnings factor in were with school closures. Didn't seem to scare away shareholders that much. So I could only expect things getting better from that standpoint. And I'll definitely buy some more Amazon if you could, because every college runs through Amazon in some form. Whether they're servers or they're students, someone is getting Amazon plugged in. So that's how I generally look at colleges reopening. But if any flare up happens, also be ready to pull your money out, because the colleges will shut down because they are democratic as fuck. So, moving on. I saw this. This was just a interesting statistic that I came across in my research before these episodes. Boeing dropped the Dow Jones 1,000 points this year alone, but Apple, on the flip side, raised the Dow Jones 1,000 points. That's just a sign that times are changing. And we better get on board, or we're going down like Boeing stock and its products. Oops, did I just go there? No, because I don't travel to Malaysia. Oops, I did it again. So, changing topics before I get sued. Amazon is out here doing things. And that's kind of why I wanted you to get in when I was speaking about it with the college trade. Because not only do universities reopening put more money in that Amazon bank, Amazon just got approved by the FAA to either test drone deliveries or carry out some on a limited basis for research purposes. But they're the only company with the products outgoing like they do who has that license. And that is huge. Being first to the party when you have a lot of money backing you is huge, i.e. Tesla. Oh, I haven't forgot about them. We'll get there. But Amazon securing this drone delivery legal rights is going to allow them to increase their delivery to a theoretical 30 minutes. If they are shipping things out in 30 minutes, they're only going to receive more purchase orders than the stores surrounding your neighborhood. What's the point anymore? Why leave the house? Fuck that. There's COVID outside. There's beer inside. Amazon's just making it easier. We can't hate Bezos for doing the things we want him to do, even though it's destroying your grandma's cookie shop. Who cares? They had their time. That America's dead. Their statues, their hardware stores, who cares? We're done. If my lawnmower doesn't connect to the side wall socket, fuck you. We need to stop fighting the future, because the future is happening whether we want to or not. And Jeff Bezos is making sure he gets a piece of that pie. And not only is Bezos getting into the sky, he's getting onto the land as well. And by that I mean he owns Buick now. No, not really, but kind of. So, Buick just released a new commercial with one of their Buick vehicles featuring the Alexa software. Now, a normal person would think, hey, come buy the new Buick with Alexa software inside. But no, they went to Bezos like, hey, what do you think of our Buick with your software? He's like, you mean the Alexa? He's like, motherfucker, that's a car. What do you mean Alexa? No, we just have a microphone. No, it's Alexa. Because if you want Alexa, it's either all her or no her. Alexa's like the popular bitch from high school. If she's in the room, you're going to know she's in the room. And Jeff Bezos is telling them, fuck your car. If this is tied to Amazon, this is Amazon. And Buick just dropped those pants and said, yes, daddy. So, the biggest news of the week, Apple and Tesla just robbed everyone again. They just did their stock split. 4-1 to Apple, 5-1 to Tesla. I might be mixing those up. Either way, on Monday when the stock opened at its new values of $125 a share per Apple and $450 a share per Tesla, they each rose over 5% respectively. Tesla and Apple not only have been cleaning up this whole post March 23rd lows, they're just finding new ways to do it now. They're like, hey, we're not dropping a new product, but we're going to give you a reason to buy our stock. We're just going to make it cheaper. Technically, on the financial side, it is worth the same amount in each form, but broke people don't know that, nor do they care, because they couldn't afford it before. You think they haven't been paying attention to Robinhood? All those broke, minute, little transactions going off back and forth, with everyone who got that stimulus check. They're realizing how much money is flowing into the stock market right now, but only in limited margins. And no one is going to buy a stock for $500 when that's half of what they have to invest. So by cheapening the pot, you're letting more hands in. And they are just going to keep winning after an 82-0 season. And it's ridiculous. Shout out to them. If people are questioning whether the demand is there to be purchasing Apple and Tesla, then let me just introduce you to these numbers. On Monday after the stock split, the amount of options traded, not shares, which is always a larger quantity than options, just option contracts, Apple traded 2 million contracts and Tesla traded 1 million contracts respectively. That is nuts. That is the sum of some days' total options trades for all the companies back in the day. They are turning their stock into a casino and the house is winning. All right, guys, that's all for this week. I'll be back next week. Yes, I will be back next week. Got some stuff in the works, but I'm back to my grind. I'm about the corruption. I'm about the cash. I'm about cleaning my boys' paycheck and girls, all my friends. Doesn't matter gender as long as you see green like me. Let's keep riding this out. Let's keep building momentum. Keep telling your friends, your family. Share the love, share the money. Peace.